Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, what have I been working on as far as planes go? If you saw some of my other videos, you might have seen it, but this is the Blackhorse Pilatus PC-9, about 73-inch wingspan, 73-inch long. Fantastic model. I really enjoyed this model. I just flew it today. I wanted to fly it more than once, but I only got to fly it once. I'm gonna go back out tomorrow morning. The winds here are kind of weird, and I'm not used to the plane. So first flight went great, and then after that we started getting some crosswinds and stuff. So I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna try to fly it again and risk anything with it. It's balsa and stuff, so you know I'm not the greatest at I can fix foam all day, but balsa takes a little bit more work. That being said, let's talk about the model. So the model, I got the Xwave Retracts, which is what Motion RC recommends for them. I went with the T28 500 kV. I believe it's a Eflite Power 60. It's the same setup that James' friend from Motion used. Seemed to work good, so I put it in there. I might up prop it a little bit, get a little more power out of it. You'll see it in the video. She's not the fastest bird in town. So I think she can still go up a little bit. So I'm gonna do some watt testing and stuff, and I'll put that on another video to see where I'm at and where I can maybe up prop to, like maybe something bigger. Right now it's got a 14.75 by 10. Maybe we can go a little more aggressive on the pitch. Maybe just bigger. I'm not sure. We'll see. But yeah, Xwave Retracts, I went with that. I had a 130 amp Freewing ESC laying around, so I went that route. Figured if I have it, why not use it? I'm not just gonna let it sit there. And then as far as servos go, I just went with everything recommended from Motion RC. I went with those high-tech servos. I'll put a link down on the bottom on the description so you can see what they are. I used all the stock servo horns. Just glued them real good with epoxy. I used 5-minute epoxy, sanded them down real good, put them on there. I'm gonna have to do something with the wiring because there's a lot of wires that go up through here. I know that some of the complaints, I've read some of the reviews on this. It's not a showstopper, but you do gotta drill your own holes to bring the wires through. And then I brought them in through the back, which is good, but it's just a lot of wires. And then once you hook everything up with Y leads and all that stuff into your receiver, it creates a lot of wire management fiasco, right? So that being said, I'm gonna have to do something about that. The pull system seems to work, but it seems like every time I retract the gears and put it back out, it's either pulling left, pulling right. So I'm gonna have to figure it out, and I think it's that has to do with the wires on the bottom. So it's on me. I just gotta fix that up. As far as that's about all with the build, really. I didn't have to do anything too crazy. The build went pretty easy. I did paint my whole cockpit. Let me bring you guys up so you guys can see the whole cockpit. Bam, look at the cockpit. Painted everything on the cockpit. Seats, different color, bottom green, back. I'll flip this thing around right now real quick to show you guys the rest of what I did as far as painting goes. So if you look on the bottom here, I did do a little bit of painting. I saw that they came gray. I just couldn't let it sit. So as you can see here on the bottom, right, this thing is big. But you'll see right here, I painted the wheel wells. I made these for it out of like lemonade bottle. Yeah. And I painted all the wheel wells, and then I painted the wheels white. Little details. I'm about to do some more details. I'm about to maybe do a 4-bladed propeller. I'm thinking about grabbing it from the Spitfire. It actually is about the same size, so we'll see how that works. It'll just look real nice on it flying. It won't give it any more speed or anything like that, but it'll be fun. I bronzed up the front a little bit. On the exhaust, I just kind of went with bronze, and then I sprayed it lightly with some black. Went a little bit too heavy, so I'm going to redo it. Looks pretty good though. The gear on this thing is amazing. Those Xwave Retracts, so far so good. I didn't add any lights yet, but I am going to do those here soon. Everything else, the plane goes together pretty quickly. It takes me a couple weeks to do, not because it takes that long to do, but more because it's taking my time. When I do these things, like I jump into the low-C project, or I'll jump into another project, the car project, I really enjoy building these balls, so I'm not in no rush to do anything. I used all the factory stickers that came in. Every sticker here came in the box. Nothing's added by me. Everything came right in the box. So yeah, so the build, fairly easy build. I really enjoyed it. Especially after you fly it and it flies so good. As far as the flight goes, man, the plane flies great. It doesn't need any flap to elevator mix. I flew it on high rates. It didn't need the low rates. Matter of fact, I could probably use a little more on the aileron. As you'll see on my roll, it's very slow. Everything else flies good, flies straight. I'm flying with no gyro. It doesn't need a gyro. It just flies smooth and true. So takeoff went no flaps, came right out. I did have a little up elevator. I kind of tend to do that a little bit on my maidens just to make sure. CG, I did it by the book, but the book, I ended up being a slight bit, not really tail heavy, but I did have to give it down elevator to keep the plane flying straight. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move the battery to CG up a little bit. So we'll go a slight bit more nose heavy because it's already a little nose heavy. So I just think the CG might be a little off, or maybe just the way you place wires, whatever motor I use. You know, it could be affected by many things. So anyways, I'm going to move it up a little bit, and hopefully that levels me out on flight. Like I said, no flap elevator makes, rudder, everything else was good. Power, I never did the, I didn't ever set up the receiver and do like a initializing on it, you know, put throttle all the way up and down and stuff. So I'm gonna do that and see. I think she needs a little more power. If that doesn't give me more power tomorrow, I'm gonna go ahead and figure out a prop situation. Maybe get a little bigger prop for it. Another thing I'm real proud about that I want to show you guys is this gap. Look at this gap. Look at this gap. It took me a little while, but man, I took my time, and this gap is very small, right? So a couple of detail stuff that we did on her. But can I recommend this plane? Yes, 100%. It is amazing, amazing aircraft. My Tucano's back there. I got another one. I got another one that I really like now. The Tucano and the PC-9 are very similar planes, but now I want the PC-21. I need that Phoenix model to come in because I love how these planes fly. They fly true. You see on the landing, man, you just slow her right down. One thing I didn't do was a stall test, which I'll do tomorrow. I'm also going to do a GPS run just to see where I'm at. So when I start upgrading the props, we can see that. But anyways, that's my my build review, right? So goes together pretty easy. One pet peeve I have on the plane, and I'm gonna say it real quick on the build. The wings come together, so you gotta put them together, and then the wires come out through the top, right? So all that jumbo wire mess makes it hard to take these wings off and build this plane at the field. Because you got to make sure those wires aren't touching all your other servos because they face down. So that's something that I would say my wire management and my biggest pet peeve is I like how the Tucano and how my Hangar 9 Hellcat do, where there's two-piece wings coming through to the side of the fuse and they have thumb screws. And that, in my opinion, is a better setup, right? Personal opinion. But as far as build and putting it together, how it feels, all that stuff, great. The covering, amazing. And the way it flies, wow, I'm amazed. So anyways, check out the video. I'm gonna post up the maiden flight here, and then stay tuned this week because I'm going back out tomorrow to the field with my GPS meter to see what she does as far as top speed. Anyways, LJ Hobby Life, hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button. Out. I did a range test at home.
Yeah.
This should be good.
Okay. All right, what do you got over there, man?
All right, so we got the Blackhorse PC-9 right here. Okay. Maiden flight. We'll talk about it more later. Hopefully everything goes well. Okay.
Woo!
Here we go. Look. Left, right, up, down, left, right.
Good to go.
All right, we got a good landing there. I'm gonna try taxi. Oh, real hard to
Shit, I would have sold my wife if I didn't have the money.
Boss man, I'm gonna come out, okay? You good? Coming out. No, there's a big plane already in the air. This is just a little one. All right, here we go. All right, I'm on high rates, and then we'll see how she goes.
All right. All or nothing.
All right, Eunice. Okay, I'm gonna bring the gear up. She's pulling hard. All right. I'm doing good. I just gotta trim her out, so I'm gonna keep her high right now just until I get her right.
That's fine.
She does need some trim. I don't want to get into the sun because I don't have glasses on.
Is she still rolling to the left?
Very lightly, but yeah. She's pulling up, but that's because I gave her up, so that could be it.
Yeah.
I think she's getting better. Let's see. I'm gonna bring her in not too low, but just where's she at? Right there. Okay. She's still pulling up on me.
Right, give her some down trim. If you're giving a ridiculous down trim and she's pointing down, then we'll move the battery forward.
No, for sure, but you know what? She feels steady. Look at this.
Yeah, no, she's tracking good.
I think she's good.
Got some gyros at the house we could throw in her and make her locked in like a mofo.
She's already. She's pretty locked in though.
Bringing her down.
She's still pulling up. There it is. I think I finally got it. I just went crazy on it. Yes, sir. It feels good. I haven't given her full throttle yet. I've been at half throttle this whole time. I'm above you, so you're good to go. Here we go, look. Let's pick them up. Alright, and this next one I'm gonna, once he gets out of the runway, because look, I'm cruising just over half throttle right there, bro. That's some good power on that.
Well, we're gonna see.
I brought the GPS too. The next flight's gonna be
Speed trials.
Good job on that video, man.
Oh, thank you, sir. How you doing, Gary? Did you bring the mama out again?
Nah, I'm rewiring it. I wanted to get it flying. I gotta re-clean all the wiring up.
All right, I'm gonna test flaps real quick because we got time.
Did the gyro get straightened up? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's full flaps right there.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna come in though. Alright, that's full speed right there. She ain't no speed dude, but she's fun enough right there. She's not like the Super Toucan Sam, you know?
Yo.
But man, she is smooth.
She seems like a good flyer.
Once I trimmed her out, but I know I'm gonna need a little bit of trim because I know my tail isn't really 100% straight. I think I hit you up too.
Yeah.
Sounds really good though, right?
Yeah.
Get that swoosh to her.
I don't know. I might play with that prop a little bit. Where are you at on the wattage?
I'm gonna check it out. I know it's gonna be fine because I went with a known setup.
Yeah.
And my high rates are very good.
You might be able to go up a little bit in diameter and down in pitch and get this thing rocking. But for a 6S, she's running beautiful.
Because I could actually make it 140.
I mean, she's just smooth though, right?
Yeah.
She sounds smooth. Hey, this is my timer, and I've been putting around in half throttle, so I'm not necessarily worried about it, but I'm gonna bring it right in. All right, landing!
Landing, Steve! Got the thumbs up.
I'm gonna give myself half flaps here.
Yeah, giving you some lift.
And then here we go, full flaps.
All right, accept the drag. There you go. Accept that drag. Look at that thing. It come in like just like a fucking T28. And that's the way fucking you do it right there. You know what that thing needs?
What?
It needs brakes.
Yeah, look at
It needs brakes.
I'm rolling forever. I'm taxiing back.
Dude, we need to measure out those tires.
Yeah.
Put some brakes. I got a gyro for that front wheel.
Yeah.
And that thing, you'll be able to land it and just hit the brakes like our turbines and just stop.
You see that now? Now I'm giving it all a bunch of right rubber.
Okay.
Maiden flight. PC-9. Okay, have it like